Okay, so we're often asked the question, what's the difference between your machine and a cheap mini stepper? Okay, well, let's address a number of issues. The first issue to address is really the quality. This is made of aircraft-grade aluminum. This is made of steel, which as a consequence, the pieces are welded together. And when you weld pieces together, it's going to have a weight limit. And certainly, even with the lighter weight, it'll eventually cause stresses. And so it's got a 90-day warranty, no surprise, and the weight limit of 250. You'll notice this is 3 separate cast aircraft-grade aluminum, no welding. And as a consequence, we can have as much as 500 pounds on this machine. And we have a 5-year warranty. So from a quality perspective, very, very different. From a functional perspective, the way that the resistance works, the hydraulic system, is completely different. Interestingly, when Dr. Terords, the founder of the International Society of Biomechanics in Sport, who's the grandfather of all stair climbers, when he first started the research, he did actually use, in his prototypes, the cylinders that you'll see on the cheap mini steppers. These are really no different to the cylinders you'll see on a storm door, a screen door that you'll see in many homes. So those have a compressed, a closed chamber. So when you're pushing down, that fluid really has nowhere to go but just to get compressed. So there's a bit of a rebound feel, particularly if you try and go hard. So that's something you can't really do. There's really one speed on this, slow and slow. With ours, you'll notice that as I push down, that fluid is actually going from here through a valve into this side. So the fluid has somewhere to go, so it's a lot smoother. And it allows us another thing. We can change the resistance from a slow setting, which also is a little quicker than this, so a little higher intensity, through a medium speed setting all the way to a fast setting for what we call sprint interval training. Now, that's when we then get into the real functionality of why this machine versus something like this. Because sure, you could get on this and walk on it and burn some calories. So go to the x-iser.com, go to downloads and download my paper on sprint interval training so you understand the massive difference in the benefits when you do sprint interval training versus the long slow cardio. Now, if you do choose to do the long slow cardio, obviously we can do that on here. And again, we're going to be able to handle the resistance and the heat that it generates a lot longer. Again, we have a 5-year warranty because of the quality and the engineering in this cylinder system. It really can't be compared in terms of what you have from an engineering perspective. Very, very different. So we've had people that have even told us, they've said, well, you know, I don't want to invest that sort of money right now, and they get one of these, and eventually it's past the 90 days, and shortly thereafter, the seals blow out, the cylinders are done, they go and buy another one. So yeah, they can buy, you know, 3, 4 of these, but eventually I've had people buy 8, 9 and say, I wish I just invested in one right away. And then, of course, you can also do the high-intensity interval training. So that's sort of